And for the Indiana Fever, Monique Billings coming off a season-high 16 points in the victory last night. Krista Markle, we had a conversation with him. IC mentioned how important it was for this team to get back in transition on defense, but to also make sure they take advantage of their mismatches. But I'll tell you this much. We have sat here to prepare for a lot of games for the Fever over the last couple of years. I've never heard this much juice in the building than what we're seeing right now at this moment.
It is rocking in here. I barely heard you in the open.
The tip is up, and the Fever control. Your officials, Roy Goboyan, Ryan Sassano, and Angel Kent. And for Indiana, Stephanie White said cutting in the half court will be critically important for them as Clark, the roll caught in midair. And we call for the travel as she got a little hung up with the decision making.
Coming off the curl action. Yeah, just jumps without knowing where she wants to go with the pass.
For the Liberty, obviously their defense will be slanted towards Clark and Mitchell. Here's Stewart in the middle of the paint, can't get it. Boston rips down the rebound, and a jump ball is called. So Aaliyah Boston, who sat out last night's game against Seattle, starts here this evening for the Fever, and her ability to close out possessions with just one rebound will be critical for the Fever defense.
She's going to have an exceptional game where she can defend without fouling and make sure that she gets on the boards.
Here comes the blitz on Ionescu. She flips the pass into the corner. The drive by Astier, and it's good off the window.
Love the ball movement from New York, getting that ball to the deep corner, and then Astier not accepting just the short closeout and deciding to attack it and get to the basket.
Clark goes right by Astier, off the window, can't get the angle, rebound to Jones. And one thing New York said is they haven't played a game since July 12th. They want to use their fresh legs and push the pace against the Fever. Ionescu from the corner, it's good, doesn't even touch the rim.
Good start for New York on the road, seeing it go through early.
Ball probing, we'll kick it back out to Boston. Fans still on their feet waiting for the first bucket. Billings carves out some real estate, her bucket's good.
Teams that have exploited New York well defensively have used that mismatch to their advantage. There are going to be opportunities for Billings to post up a smaller guard.
Billings does pick up a foul as Jones was driving. That'll be her first personal.
But here's the seal. You see the eyes up here from Boston. Nice lofty pass. Billings catch, turn, and finish. The hard work on the seal, and no one else is there on the backside.
The hard screen from Jones, no whistle. Johannes from outside, and it's a second made three for the Liberty, and then a technical is called. And I believe that was against Caitlin Clark. So a very hard screen. And here it is, Clark trying to fight through the action, gets leveled by Jonquel Jones.
That's a legal screen. I mean, I know it's a lot of contact, but Jones was there.
So Stewart will hit the free throw, and New York out to a 9-2 lead already. And I think anytime you're a player and you get knocked to the floor on a screen, legal or illegal, you're going to be upset.
Yeah, totally. Wants Clark, though, to be smart. It's an early technical.
Mitchell lane wide open, flips it in with the left.
She is so good off the curl action, but especially when she can get left to her strong hand.
Another solid cut from the Fever in that situation. Astier inside, Ionescu posting up against Mitchell, can't get the lane, and a loose ball foul whistled against Ionescu. So here's the technical. I think there was something said right before then as well too, and just upset at the call. Clark coming off that 45-point, 10-assist game, played only 29 minutes, was on a bit of a minutes restriction, but so far is playing. Here's Boston right down low, can't find it. Ball pops around in the hands of Johannes. Johannes working against Clark. Step back three, it's good. Wow. The Rainbow found the pot of gold.
How about the handles? Then the balance, the rainbow shot. Johannes.
The Liberty 3 of 3 from outside to start this one, and that ball ripped away by Jones.
Love the help defense from Jones.
Astier right down the lane, kicks it back out to Jones, can't handle the pass. Boston catches up defensively. For Indiana, this feels like a really critical defensive possession. As Astier goes to the floor, Stewart hits a three. The Liberty have packed a three-point shot. They're on a tear to get this game started. 15-4 lead. They've hit shooting it from well beyond the arc. As you see, they're both top 5 in average distance. And as far as this game goes, it's the first time in 13 months they've faced off against each other. And Tiffany Blackman, these two do go back a little ways, actually.
Yeah, they go way back. And back in college, well, Sabrina told us this morning, I gave Caitlin a tour of the University of Oregon, but I guess she didn't want to come here. So she did go on to say that she's known her and her family for a really long time. They have similar stories. And just how much fun it was to see her in form last night. Of course, they're hoping that's not going to be the case tonight.
The two have certainly set the benchmark very high for point guards in this league. Boston down low, pump fake. Jones just slaps it out of there. 3 to shoot. Mitchell has to hurry. Oh, Astier, she fell. Mitchell buries the 3. Oh, my goodness.
Oh. It's too early for Kelsey Mitchell to be doing it. We just started the game.
A shot in the arm for the Fever as they get a much-needed triple. Clark switches out to Stewart. Johannes, she's already hit 2. Here's number 3. Can't get it. Boston the rebound.
Yeah, but they got to keep her hot, though. I would love to see her continue to be aggressive with taking attempts, knowing that she's already knocked down a couple.
First missed 3 of the game for the Liberty. Boston down low. That's a mismatch all day long. She's fouled. How about the Fever seeking out mismatches already in the early going?
This is what it takes to win. And just off the jab step alone, Astier might have already been a little off balance, but Mitchell elects to not use the dribble, uses the jab, and then sets herself up for a knockdown.
Aaliyah Boston at the line, and what we've seen so far in this game here, Ice, is whenever New York is getting off balance defensively, she has been creating the primary mismatch on the floor, and the Fever have found her every time.
I mean, the way that Aaliyah Boston does her work so early inside, whether it's sealing along the baseline or showing up in the high post area so that they can play through her, she is integral to their success. And to putting pressure on the front court of New York as well.
Here come the Liberty rolling down the floor, deflected by Boston. Clark picks it up, brings it down the court. Clark behind the back, the step back over Astier, her 3, too strong. Hull volleyballs it alive. That's out of bounds off the Liberty. It'll be Fever ball with 14 to shoot.
Astier able to get a nice contest there. Clark obviously looking for a shot, but Astier right there with her.
And we heard during the Liberty shoot around, you have to chase Clark when she's starting to go to her left. She's so good at getting her shot off with that step back. Mitchell with Stewart out defending her. They flip it over to Clark. 4 on the clock to shoot. Mitchell will fire away. This 3 off target.
Well, and for New York, that's what you want. You want to cause confusion. Right now, they're in kind of a jumbled zone. They've got Stewie up at the top, and with her size and length, it makes it hard to see anything underneath. So I like that they're kind of throwing different defenses early. You don't want the Fever to get comfortable.
No Satu Sabli or Leonie Febish as Astier goes unimpeded to the rim.
That is my favorite aspect of her game, is that just when the defense maybe isn't respecting her enough, she will turn on the jets and burn you.
She's got 4 points, 2 of 2 from the field. Mitchell, what a screen from Boston. Defender just melted. Mitchell able to pour it in.
Yeah, something we should highlight more is the way that Aaliyah Boston screens and completely clears defenders from space.
Liberty still lead by 7. Indiana 4 of 9 from the field. The Liberty 6 of 9. Johannes, another triple. She's on fire to get this game going.
You can see it. As soon as that ball left her hand, it was pure.
And that's one of those situations where they are glad they put Johannes in the starting lineup, and Mitchell off target on another 3. So it's been all 3-point shooting for the Liberty in the early going.
Johannes here. Defensively, it's Mitchell coming off and gets right into her mid-range game, and it's the screen from Aaliyah Boston.
Sophie Cunningham checking in, as well as Michaela Timpson. You love Timpson as a defender for the Fever. We have a foul to the sideline against Cunningham, so that'll be her first. The crowd shows their displeasure with that.
Maybe a little push.
There, yeah. Jones inside, fading away, can't get it. Billings chasing down the rebound. That'll be a foul on Johannes. That's her 2nd personal. So now a decision for New York if they keep her in the game with 2 personals, with 4:37 still left to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, and with the defense that they've been playing, again, they're in a zone, so they might be able to hide her just a bit on this left wing.
To your point, you see Stewart come up and get those branches out as Timpson will flip it over to Mitchell. Cunningham sees 2 defenders. Mitchell trying to find somebody down low. It's Billings who will attack, kicks it to the corner. Cunningham, the 3. Oh, it is so pure.
Lovely execution. First, the pass from Mo Billings, exceptional. And Cunningham, I think there was a screen set for her to be able to be open in the corner.
Cunningham shooting 42% from 3 this season. Jones for 3, pipes in another triple. How about this Liberty shooting?
And on the road. I mean, a team that's had some rest, had a couple of travel issues, but they've been rested, and you can see it in their shot.
Clark swirling and twirling. What a finish. Count the basket as she is headed to the line for one more.
Caitlin Clark mixing it up early, not just going for the 3, but also getting downhill. Uses a spin dribble on Astier, and then I love the just right over the left shoulder, nice and high over the defense. And then the beautiful use of the glass, underrated for guards, but the glass is your friend. You got to use it.
Clark adds some tip to the bill, and now the lead is back to 7 for New York. As Clark with her first points of the evening.
I would love with this lineup right now defensively for the Fever, if New York decides to go inside, force the issue.
And Stewart tries to go right into the chest of Timpson, and Timpson will pick up the foul. It's almost like they heard you, Weiss.
I mean, yeah, with the size that Jones has and Stewie, the way that those 2 work together so well in the front court, Monique Billings, that's a bit undersized, trying to guard a 6'6" Jonquel Jones. I would think you would want to throw the ball inside right now and make them guard you.
Ty Harris will check in for Caitlin Clark. Ionescu, Cunningham defending. Stewart trying to set the screen. Ionescu drives, picks up 3 defenders. They flip it around. Johannes hesitating. Inside is Stewart. Up and over. Nice find from Johannes.
Well, she passed up a good shot for a great shot. I thought she should have let it go because she's already knocked down 3, but that was the more high percentage look.
The Liberty 6 assists on 9 made baskets already. The efficiency showing. Mitchell trying to get open. Working against Astier. 7 to shoot. Mitchell drives, tries to flip a pass to Billings. It's intercepted. Here's Johannes' numbers. She'll fire from 3. Oh my goodness! Unconscious to get this game started.
The magician seeing the magic early.
Johannes, a dozen points, all from outside. The ball off the foot of Mitchell. Johannes will bring it down the floor once again.
Back-to-back turnovers for the Fever.
Stewart has a mismatch against Cunningham. Picks up the dribble. Johannes, the hottest hand on the floor, flares a pass to Stewart. That'll fall out of bounds.
Despite the pass, her shot, though, is on, let me tell you. And doesn't shoot the first one. Elects to go downstairs and find Stewie. But then here in transition, close out, not close enough. And she's knocked down 4 triples already.
What's wild is she's only had 1 double-figure scoring game over the last 7 games and is already at 12 points here in the first quarter. She'll check out to get some rest. Rebecca Allen coming into this game at the moment. Han Shu also to anchor the post position for the Liberty.
And what's so important about Johannes knocking down shots early is it takes pressure off of Stewie, takes pressure off of Sapp.
Cunningham rattles in another 3, and Indiana won't go quietly here in the first. Han sets the screen, has superior size over most of the league. Couple of dribbles, too strong. Cunningham got pushed from behind. That'll be a foul. They're going to get, I believe, a loose ball foul against the Liberty. That'll go against them. And let's take a look at tonight's player spotlight, brought to you by CarMax. And we look at Sophie Cunningham. In her 8th season, spent her first 6 with Phoenix. But it's been the efficiency from 3, especially in the last 14 games.
And she's exactly what this team needs in terms of someone that can get in the game, knock down shots, takes pride on the defensive side of the basketball. And they are looking to find her at a high clip, especially in transition. And she's the trail, you forget about her. They want her to knock down shots. They want her to take a volume amount of 3s.
That last foul was on Annalie Maley, her first. She's been getting a lot more run due to the injuries. with this Liberty team. Still a 7-point lead for New York, just under 150 here in the first quarter. The Liberty have lost 4 straight games on the road. Trying to pick one up here. Stewart, the drive to the corner. Melee for 3. She can't connect. Ball falls to the floor. Billings will chase it down. Harris back to Billings. Cunningham, the backdoor cut. Oh, she left everybody behind, but couldn't finish.
That did all the work. Knows that teams are going to deny her, but just couldn't finish the layup.
Ionescu finds the angle. Oh, Billings sent it back down to earth.
Mo Billings, the utility player for Indiana. The clean block meets Sabrina Ionescu up top. Love this. Did not give up on the play. That is very clean.
Ionescu will check out. Astier comes back in. 15 to shoot for New York. Stewart can't get free. They go inside to Hahn. It's Mitchell defending Astier. Hahn carving out real estate. Here's Melee, picks up the dribble out to Hahn. Hahn, the baseline jumper, no good.
Yeah, you don't want to see Hahn shoot a 15-foot jump shot. You want 2 feet in the paint and a layup.
Mitchell, the snatch back, the 3, it's short. And Stewart will slow things down. Another 50 seconds left here in the first quarter.
I like when Stewie is kind of in a point-forward situation and running and initiating the offense.
That's what she did in the second half in the previous game when they came back from a double-digit deficit, and a foul on the screening action. That'll go against Stewart and give the ball back to the Fever.
Stewie with her hands up, like, what was that? And as we look here, screen. Maybe a little bit of a lean. But
I don't know if she got it with the lower body.
Yeah.
It's almost the fist tapped her a little bit, and that might have been Harris tripping, but either way.
For the contact, that
Yeah.
also.
Foul against Stewart. 10 to shoot. Harris. Mitchell will set the guard-to-guard screen. Harris back over to Mitchell with Allen defending. 5 to shoot. Stewart trying to contain Mitchell. Mitchell knocked to the floor. And that'll be number 2 against Stewart.
Glowing for the block here, and Kelsey Mitchell sees the double, uses her quickness to operate around it, goes for the reverse, and definitely met with contact. And just so hard to contain Kelsey Mitchell. Even when you send 2 at her, 2 big players at her, she's gonna find a way to navigate, find some space and attack it.
One house, 24/7 surveillance, 0 trust. Expect the unexpected on a new Big Brother tomorrow at 8/7 Central on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. That last foul was on Rebecca Allen, so Stewart will only have 1 foul at this moment. The officials clean that up during the free throws there.
That's important.
And how about Johannes and her start tied her season high for points in a quarter. She's done it 3 times this season at 12, and that 3-point shot, when she gets it going, can put a lot of pressure on teams.
Yeah, and it takes a lot of pressure off of Sabrina Ionescu and Brianna Stewart of having to score, because you got to worry about someone else.
Astier turns on the Jets, and she gets disheveled by Mitchell, so Mitchell will pick up her first personal.
Astier's change of speed is sneaky fast. I mean, goes from 0 to 100 very quick, but under control.
The rookie out of France has just been one of the pleasant surprises in the league this year, has really helped New York, especially with all the injuries in the early going. 8 seconds here. Astier with Hole defending. The switch, Boston goes out to her. Astier can't get it. Hole the rebound, a chance for one more heat. She'll let it fly. It's off target. What a first quarter. The Liberty goes 7 of 9 from outside to build a 6-point lead.
And I think it's what we are doing right now.
Defensively, what would you like to tighten up on the rest of this quarter?
Sorry again?
Defensively, what would you like to tighten up on?
Clark and Mitchell, we have to also take care of the rebound.
Thank you.
And so far, you have to credit both teams just for their offensive efficiency. 6 assists on 7 field goals for the Liberty. And for the Fever, also 6 assists on 7 field goals. Make that 10 field goals for the Liberty. Melee, the drive, Clark defending. Johannes, a deep 3, lets it fly, nearly went in. Boston with the rebound.
That's a good defensive possession for the Fever. You force a very tough shot and you rebound.
Clark will challenge with her own long 3, skips off the rim, looked like it was going down. Johannes off the Jones screen, flips a pass. Jones inside, outside action, Melee to the corner. Guerrera into the game for the first time for the Liberty. As New York will reset, 6 to shoot. Johannes, another three. And now a couple of deep ones from her. What do you think of the shot selection?
I don't love it really from both teams. I think there are too many contested threes being taken without the ball at least being moved. I'm okay with that shot with 5 seconds left in the shot clock.
And a miscommunication. Cunningham cut while Clark was passing. That's the 6th turnover already for the Fever.
Again, I mean, Johannes is knocked down 4, so I understand, but not much ball movement in that. Shot clock was winding down, so yes, you have to put it up, but you need to see New York get a piece of the paint.
It's also one of the smaller lineups we're going to see from the Liberty so far this evening with no Stewart or Honshu on the floor. Ionescu, the crossover. Boston doing a fine job staying in front of her. Ionescu nearly lost it. And they're going to call 3 in the key against the Liberty. It'll be Fever ball.
Well, and really, that's a team mistake because Jonquel Jones was open underneath. She was working hard, trying to post, and they took too long to get it to her.
When we talked to Stephanie White, we asked, what are the things you want to clean up before the All-Star break? She said, all aspects of the defense. We've shown some flashes, but we just have to put everything together in every capacity. Individually, collectively as a team, execution and effort. Here's Clark, left wide open for 3. Can't get it. Rebound to Cunningham. Clark inside, whips a pass to Boston. What a connection! Count the bucket, and a chance for one more.
And this, to me, could be the identity of the Indiana Fever, a team that is going to bully you on the boards, out-hustle you first. It starts with Cunningham getting the second chance opportunity, Clark having her head up, and Aaliyah Boston already posting inside, ready to punish the defense because they are out of position on the offensive rebound.
The foul is on Carrera as Boston will head to the free throw line for the old-school three-point play. Free throw's good, and the Fever, who trailed by 11 in the first quarter, have now trimmed the lead to 3, courtesy a 9-0 run over the last 4 minutes.
Would have wanted to know what Steph White said in that huddle because their intensity just seems a bit more on one accord. Oh, I love the move, though.
And how about the drive? Fresh into the game, Marine Fotukes takes it to the rim.
Yeah, lethal hezzy there from Fotukes.
Already New York going deep into their bench, as 10 players have seen the floor at this point. Clark kicks it back out to Harris. Harris looking for a safety valve. It's Clark. Goes by Carrera. Oh, she split them both. It goes off the glass. But they call a travel.
In first look, I thought she took one extra step that maybe she didn't need here. Shot fake. 1, 2, 3.
It's the right foot that goes down. Yeah.
That was a LeBron layup there. Unfortunately, she got called for that one.
What a move, but to your point, just the extra step was unfortunate. Ionescu won't get any more open than that, and she makes the Fever pay.
Execution offensively, little flare action. I think a pin down screen set and Sav wide open.
She's got 6 points, 2 of 2 from outside. She mentioned she's feeling so healthy at this point, was dealing with a pair of injuries to start this season, most notably her back, but now she's feeling great. And we have an off-ball foul, and this one will go against Jones.
This is where New York is good, half-court execution. She sets a back screen and then flares, defense miscombobulated, and not able to close out.
So Jonquel Jones picking up her second personal, so a couple of players nearing some foul trouble here for the Liberty. Clark, the handle, the step back, and they're going to call her for an offensive foul, creating the separation. And she's got a technical already. She has to be careful at this point.
1000% needs to make sure that she continues to be available for her team here. Watch the left hand, right there. It extends just enough for the refs to call it. And I will say this, a good job by Fotukes in being there in front and also selling it a little bit.
So the foul goes against Clark. Fotukes inside, too long of a pass. Boston broke it up.
Boston just playing safety on the baseline.
And Boston just muscles Johannes, but an offensive foul against Boston. And this Indiana crowd has had it. As Stephanie White says, that's 2 in a row.
Well, and it's 2 offensive fouls called. Again, left hand here. A little bit of a push off. And again, credit to Johannes because she's underneath Boston. But as soon as the hand extends, the contact is created.
9th turnover of the half for the Fever.
I understand the frustration.
Cleaning things up. It can be tough when things get physical as well, too. And now the Fever have to compose themselves because New York is sitting on an 8-point lead.
It's up to the players to adjust.
Johannes, the three, can't connect. Timpson fighting for it. It's Cunningham, another board. Boston will dump it off to Clark. Johannes defending. Boston, the screen. Liberty switch. And another whistle comes in. Clark gives a thumbs up to the whistle. And the foul is on Johannes. So that'll be her third personal.
Yeah, she's trying to guard Boston on the roll. Got caught behind and was holding her. And with how well she's playing, you don't really want to risk it. You know, that she gets into a situation in which she can't play in the second half. So Beck Allen going to pop in. And Beck Allen adds a good level of size on the perimeter as well. You talk about dealing with a Fever team that likes to kick out for threes.
There's the foul trouble. Jonquel Jones sitting on 2. She's back on the bench for the Liberty also. Clark, deep three, lets it go, can't connect. Rebound to Stewart.
Yeah, but notice how many deep threes the Fever are taking when New York goes in zone. They're baiting them to shoot those.
Indiana just 3 of 10 from outside, shooting 30%. And then the foul on Mitchell. And fun too, just credit her effort and energy coming into this game for the Liberty. She has really just put some pressure on the Indiana players.
Well, and it's a credit to Coach Chris DeMarco for trusting her, right, to get in the game, to make an impact. We saw in shoot-around today her being able to get more reps in the lineup. And you're absolutely right. She started off and been strong.
Honshu pressured by Timpson, flips it over. Ionescu will set the guard-to-guard screen. Fotukes gets wrapped up, somehow fishes a pass. Honshu for 3. Oh, pours it in.
Well, nobody can close out up there.
No.
So it's up to Hahn to knock it down.
The Liberty 9 of 14 from 3, and Clark fouled on the shot attempt. Timeout on the floor. Indiana, it's their 3rd game in 4 nights. A little frustration brewing. They've got 9 turnovers, but still lots of time left in.
Has not been the same.
So let me ask you, as a player, obviously it's frustrating individually to have this performance so far, but especially on the heels of last night, how much do you just have to flush last night, for as great as it was, and just focus on the remaining 2.5 quarters of this game to turn things around?
You are only as good as your last game. So I think you absolutely have to have short-term memory and say that was yesterday, this is today, and we need to play better. And I'll go a step farther. I think her frustration is also leading into frustration overall for the Fever right now, shooting under 40% from the field, under 30% from 3.
And just not getting some of those shots to fall, which is always so challenging as a defense to then bring that effort on the other end when the shots aren't falling on the offensive end. But she got to the free throw line 19 times last night, and so far in this game, it feels as though if she can just get the ball into the paint, put the ball on the floor a little bit more, that's when things have been positive for the Fever offensively.
Totally. I think she's been looking for a 3-point shot first, though, to then set up those driving lanes later.
Ionescu, the cut. Oh, Timpson flat-footed, just erased it. Up ahead, it's Billings, and Honshu will retaliate with a pack of her own.
Yeah, Billy's got to use a shot fake there. Honshu with 6'11". Come on.
Ionescu, long-range 3, skips off the rim. Billings the board. It's a good box out by Clark right there as well. Clark, the dribble, took a little contact from Allen. No whistle. Timpson there to pick up the leftovers.
And that's why KK is in the game. It's her activity on the offensive glass, and she finishes her food.
Look at the difference in second chance points, 11-0, and it was interesting, New York, when we talked to Stewart, said we've got to win more of those 50-50 balls. They are doing it so far. Stewart posting up, 3 defenders close in on her. Stewart can't get it, rips down her own rebound and picks up the foul.
Sometimes that's what it takes to guard Stewie. 3 defenders on her in the post here, and this was off the cut. Timpson just erases the shot from Ionescu. Beautiful clean block. I thought that should have been called as well. I mean, it's clear 2 hands on the shoulder as the shot is going up.
Tomorrow, the Big Three hits Chicago. Undefeated Dallas faces off against the reigning champs Miami, and the Triplets take on the LA Riot. That's tomorrow, 2 Eastern on CBS and streaming on Paramount+. Stewart misses them both, and Clark gets the board, so Indiana dodges one there. The last foul for the Fever was against Cunningham. That's her second. Clark the drive. Billings, what a screen. Billings the run, the catch. That was blocked by Stewart.
Got such long arms. Stewie erases a lot of mistakes defensively, and then right into the post.
Fotukes, free throw line jumper, no good. Cunningham, another rebound. That's her third.
Yeah, but I love the cut from Fotukes right in the pocket, and it's a good-looking shot.
Cunningham, catch, fire, no good. And you wanted to see a little bit more ball movement than that.
I just don't know if it was open and it was in rhythm. And Sophie Cunningham definitely needs some shots, but I think the Fever got to work a little bit better in the half court to generate open looks.
Timeout, New York. 4 minutes left here in the first half. The Liberty, a 7-point lead here in Indianapolis.
We're getting ready to play Fever Feud presented by Dave.
Rotations defensively and finding the great shot. Not the good shot, but the great shot.
Indiana leads the league in fewest made threes allowed at just under 7 per game. The Liberty with 9 already. And let's see what they come up with after the timeout. Astier will flip it. Ionescu, catch and shoot. Off target. How about Allen comes screaming in for the offensive rebound. Stewart playing a little point forward. They get it inside to Jones. Jones working against Billings. Jones able to carve it in.
And that could be every time for Jonquel Jones. Does her work, uses her body to keep Billings off of her, and then finishes underneath.
The second effort from Allen. Those are the first second chance points of this game here for the Liberty. Boston's turn to operate. Stewart trying to provide some resistance. Oh, the crafty vet with the hands.
She's made some really nice defensive stops.
Astier can't cross Mitchell. Jones trailing. That's one of her favorite spots. And a foul on the three-point shot. That is costly for Aaliyah Boston as she picks up the foul.
Sure, she did not intend to foul, just wanted to contest, knowing that Jonquel Jones is a sniper, especially from the top of the key area. Yeah, and gets her hand there right at the end. As a shooter, that's what you want called, and makes some contacts to that area just below the wrist.
Well, let's take a look at the upcoming WNBA national TV schedule. Got a triple header coming your way tomorrow. Los Angeles at Dallas at 1 Eastern on ABC. Then Chicago at Atlanta here on CBS at 4 Eastern. Then Connecticut at Phoenix at 7 Eastern on ESPN. And how about the Liberty? This 5-day gap was because their flight had mechanical issues. They stayed on the tarmac for 10 hours. Couldn't play the game against Dallas. That game has been rescheduled to Monday. For more on those games, please go to WNBA.com or visit the WNBA app. 12-point lead now for the Liberty. They force the turnover. It's the 10th of the first half for the Fever.
We talked about their three-point shooting, but how about the extra possessions they're generating off of their defense?
And a foul as Ionescu got the shot blocked by Boston. It's going to go against Hull on the floor. And 2 free throws coming as the Liberty right now sitting on their largest lead of the game.
Ionescu gets deep into the paint. On the second step, yeah, contact directly to the leg from Hull. Absolutely, lower leg contact. Watch the inside leg of Ionescu. Hits her right there on the hip. That is a foul.
Ionescu misses the first. And for the Fever, your shots aren't falling this quarter. You're 2 of 9 with 5 turnovers, 0 for 4 from 3. How do they create just quality looks to try and start walking back the Liberty?
Yeah, Jordan, it starts with their defense. They got to be able to, 1, get a stop, make sure that they rebound and force New York to be 1 and done, and then 2, get out in transition. That is this team's calling card.
Oh, corner 3! A much-needed triple for the Fever.
That time attacking the full court pressure, getting the ball to the deep corner and a knockdown. That's the action that the Fever need to produce more of.
Hull had only 4 points over the last 3 games. A clutch shot there. Boston defending against Jones. Jones, 3 in the key, called against the Liberty. And you look bewildered, Ice.
I just didn't think there was enough time for even 3 in the key. She had caught the ball with the ball on the floor.
Was it before she caught the ball, though?
Had to be.
Either way, it's a bit of a
Otherwise,
quick
that's
count.
the quickest three I've seen.
Mitchell ducking behind the screen, falls to the floor. She'll get 3 free throws, but now Mitchell is holding her left ankle. Appears to be all right. You know she'll have some grit. But they're going to now see if this is a hostile act for the landing area for Mitchell.
Yeah, you must take a look, and toying with Astier on the screen.
Anything you see there?
Certainly. I
The
don't, but
previous
she
play is
definitely
under
doesn't
review
give
for a
her,
possible reckless closeout.
definitely doesn't give her enough space to land cleanly.
This will give us a really nice angle of how Astier closed out. And if she clips that foot at all of Mitchell,
Yeah.
that should be a reckless closeout.
The thing about Kelsey Mitchell's shot is she does jump a little bit forward on her three,
Yep.
right? So you see that she's behind the three and then lands a step inside. So it makes it harder on the reckless closeout for that to be called because, again, obviously she jumps forward on the shot.
Clearly makes contact with the left foot
Definitely.
of Mitchell. And this is an important stretch here for Indiana. New York is really starting to run away with this game. They built a 13-point lead. Hull hits the 3. The Liberty turn it over on the 3-second violation, and now here's a chance to get even more points at the free throw line.
And we're looking at that left foot of
Yep.
Kelsey Mitchell that landed just on the heel of Astier.
Bigger picture, Ice, these two teams have so much talent, and coming into the season, people penciled them in to make a finals run. You look at all the returning talent for the Liberty and some of their offseason acquisitions with Sabally. For Indiana, of course, they made it to the doorstep of the finals without Caitlin Clark last year. But they've had to deal with injuries and also the timing of those injuries this season. Both coaches, you got the sense, we can play so much better. We can find such a better rhythm. And with the league being so talented and top-heavy right now with teams playing well, this is an important game for both teams.
Yeah, I thought that was a really thoughtful note that Breanna Stewart told us, just about how basically anybody can be beat on any given day, and there are a ton of teams that are still figuring it out. And talk about for the Fever, just a lot of chemistry that they returned from last season, wanting to build on that. But Steph White feels like it's the defense right now that is the focus for this team. That is the area that they want to clean up. That is the area that she wants the most sense of urgency to go to, is how the Fever can defend, because we know that they can score. And I think on the other side for New York, I believe what we're seeing is just a first-time head coach in the W that went into a team that had so much veteran experience, so much leadership, a nucleus that won a championship a couple of years ago, but trying to figure it out, trying to put in a new system and figure out what works for the roster that Chris DeMarco has.
The officials are taking some time to look at this. It's pretty clear that Astier makes contact with the left foot of Mitchell, but I wonder if they're judging, does Mitchell kick it forward or not?
Right.
Upon review, Astier closes out from a distance, and she does not allow Mitchell to land safely. The play has been upgraded to a flagrant foul. Penalty 1, 3 free throws plus ball. The ball will be at the free throw line extended with a new 24.
Huge chance for Indiana coming here. You could possibly get 5 or 6 points on this trip down the court and cut this lead in half.
Yeah, this would be an important swing, and it feels like New York has won this quarter so far, just in terms of the turnovers that they've forced, the way that they've scored the basketball. And Astier definitely not happy with that one. But again, it's that left foot of Mitchell that just lands directly on the heel. So you got to call it. Got to protect the shooters.
And listen, New York benefited from the foul on Boston with Jones up top. And it's so hard as a defender when you know you got to get there to challenge the shot, but you just get a little too aggressive. Free throw's good for Mitchell, first one. And let me ask you, did you enjoy shooting free throws with nobody on the line? Would that throw you off sometimes?
Yes, but it's just not normal.
I think it's strange when you have so much of the crowd around you in the backdrop without anybody on the line as well, too. And I say that as a terrible free throw shooter in my career. And now Kelsey Mitchell has 41 straight games in double figures, a streak that started back on August 3rd of 2025 against Seattle. 9 straight games of 20-plus points. That's 1 game shy of the franchise record 10 that Caitlin Clark set her rookie season.
One of the best guards our game has seen.
Bull, the drive, 14 to shoot. Harris for 3. Oh, knocks it down. 6 points on that trip down the the floor for the Fever.
Huge bucket for Ty Harris, and I liked how the perimeter moved and shifted along the defense, just really confused the zone for New York.
A 10-point lead evaporates to 4. Oh, Boston with a block party.
You can feel the momentum shift, right? Which team is going to take momentum into the half, and Fever starting to wake up on both sides of the basketball. The block here from Boston.
They go inside. Stewart, the height advantage, and she gets fouled by Hull. Beautiful execution from the Liberty there to pick apart Indiana.
And this is just simple baseline out-of-bounds execution. Stewart one-on-one with Hull, just calls for it. Astier gets it to her where only she can catch, turn, finish. Barbecue chicken for Stewie.
That is not an easy pass.
No, not at all.
Thread that underneath the backboard.
Especially going across the stanchion, not at all.
So Stewart, the three-point play, a timely response from the Liberty. Under 2 minutes left here in the first half. Harris, a trap, all of a sudden surrounded. Harris able to fish it over to Hull. Hull, the drive, goes right by Jones. Stops on a dime, kicks it out. Harris takes it to the floor, shovel pass. Billings down low, can't get it, follows the miss. Oh, a courageous follow-up.
New York in rotations that entire possession. A good job by Billings to stay on the offensive glass.
Second chance points have really benefited the Fever. The three from Jones, no good. It's Mitchell driving. Mitchell creates the contact, and she'll go to the free throw line.
Transition, right? Talk about pushing the pace a little bit is where Steph White says this team is elite at offensively. And you see that off of the defense, being able to get out in transition. Kelsey Mitchell could beat anybody down to the floor.
I will say this, even though the shots haven't been falling for Indiana, this does not look like a team that played last night as far as their
100%.
energy and the way they're going to the offensive rebounds as well, too. First one's good. Coming up on the Deloitte halftime report, Jenny Dell and Lisa Leslie are standing by in our New York studio to bring you their insights on our first half and catch you up on all the latest news in the WNBA. That's all coming up on the Deloitte halftime report. And Mitchell just continuing to attack and put the pressure on this Liberty defense. And has done it also at the free throw line. 5 of 6 from the stripe with 12 points here in the first half. It's a 13-3 run for the Fever. They trail by 3. Fotukes, the drive. Fotukes falling, and that's going to be a whistle coming in. Fever bench can't believe it. That'll go against Kelsey Mitchell. And the third foul against Kelsey Mitchell with just over a minute left in the first half.
I'm sure she wanted to go without committing that before the half, but it's the right hand on the back of Fotukes to start. And then Fotukes goes with that inside left hand, so looking to create some contact, but she gets her on the body.
That's exactly what the Indiana bench motion to Mitchell. And so Clark will check in. Clark has played just 12 minutes. Mitchell with 3 fouls.
I mean, this latest run for the Fever, 13-3, they did without Clark on the floor, and why it's so important to have depth in this league, to know that you're getting punches off the bench. I think about that 3 that Ty Harris knocked down. Very important.
Fever bench outscoring the Liberty bench 13-5. Hull trying to chase it down. Can't get it. Fotukes did a nice job of boxing her out, letting that ball trickle out of bounds.
She's had important minutes here. Like the energy that I'm seeing from the young guard.
Another rookie that, when we talked to Sabrina Ionescu, she said, we have a lot of new faces on this team despite the returners, and just trying to get everybody on the same page has been hard with the lineup changes. Ionescu, hesitation dribble, whips a pass to Stewart. Stewart, shot clock winding down, has to try and beat it. She does as she cans the jumper.
Butter. You cannot guard Stewie off a 2-dribble pull-up. She's just going to elevate and knock it down.
About 21 seconds between shot and game clock here. Boston. Clark denied. Boston the handoff. Clark curling back to Boston. She can hit that. Sets her feet. Oh, she puts it in.
What a pass from Caitlin Clark. Draws the defense, and Boston, a sniper from the outside.
30th made 3 of the season for Boston. She had 17 for her career coming into this season. Ionescu. 2 ticks separate shot and game clock. Ionescu draped by Hull. 4 to shoot. The bounce pass to Stewart. Oh, what a catch and finish. Oh, professional grade. 2 seconds. Clark up ahead to Hull. She can't hold it. Clock will expire. And what a first half. New York hits 9 threes. They have 10 assists on 7. hits 9 threes. They have 10 assists on 7. Who's got more before we start the third quarter here?
Hey, Jordan, it was a quick catch-up with Coach Stephanie White, and I asked her about the shift in momentum when it occurred that allowed her team to get back in this game. And she told me we started playing defense. We started getting stops. Now, as far as the threes go for the New York Liberty, she said we just got to get out there, guys.
Boston looking to wall off Jones. Jones no good, so there is one of those defensive stops the Fever are looking for.
I thought about the word discipline is what Steph White told us before the game. We want to be playing disciplined defensively, and that was shown there by Aaliyah Boston inside.
Boston will drive it from the top. Oh, what a take from her.
I love when she asserts herself off the bounce because of her size, has a nice rhythm, and then you just saw the touch there off the glass.
She's got 9 points on 3 of 6 shooting. One thing to keep an eye out for Indiana. Mitchell with 3 fouls starts the second half. Stewart, left-handed drive. Pivot, turn around, can't get it. Jones, and that's tapped out of bounds. It's called Liberty ball, but hold on, the officials will have a conversation, and it's changed to Fever ball.
And make no mistake about it, the battle on the boards in the second half, crucial to which team wants to win this game. It looked like Hull hit it off of Jones, and that's why it went out of bounds.
The Fever, who trailed by as many as 13 in the second quarter, have a chance to tie or take the lead on this possession. Astier falls to the floor. Some really close defense against Clark. Clark sheds it, puts it off the window, and a chance to tack on one more.
It's the poise in this possession on the ball for Clark. Notice that she's steady, she's surveying, using her body, knows Astier is trailing, trying to get in the play, and then the high right-handed shot off the glass through contact. Something I've seen about her game a little bit more as of late is looking to score through contact more and completes a three-point play.
First lead of the game for the Fever, and Clark with 8 points. Ionescu had the 7 points, 2 assists in the first half. Stewart lines up a 3 and takes the lead back for the Liberty.
Brianna Stewart, who hasn't been shooting the 3 well this season, but is knocked down 2 here today on the road.
Clark inside to Boston. Jones went over the top to slap it away. And now a 3 in the key. I don't think I've ever seen more 3 in the key calls in a single game.
I agree. It's so interesting to me. I mean, on one hand, you could say that both post players are posting up so long that they're not getting the ball delivered to them early, but certainly an emphasis for the refs today.
I believe that's the 3rd one of the game.
I think so too, partner.
So we'll start tracking that ice. Here's Jones inside to Stewart. Stewart bullying Billings, puts it in, and a foul on Billings will send Stewart to the line for one more.
Stu York looking to be aggressive in the paint here. Does her work early, screens, gets Billings on her backside, and then the drop step, the elevation, and the touch from Stewie. Got something to say about it after 2.
18 points on 7 of 10 shooting. She had 30 in the win against the Fever back in June. Had 18 of 21 from the free throw line, and now we're going to take another look at this play as Jones gets knocked to the floor. So it's after the free throw, and I think they're going to review for a hostile act. And we'll take another look at this because Stewart hits the free throw. And Jones will step out. Boston.
Previous plays under review for a possible hostile act.
I don't know about that one, Ice. I don't
think
see
there's just a
anything.
little bit of footing.
I think it's just
They're lost.
feet got tangled up. There's nothing that seemed malicious about that.
No, I don't think so either. I just think Jones lost balance a little bit.
Well, the crowd shares their opinion.
I mean, both arms are tied up here, so that's something. I don't really see Boston's arm go back a little bit there.
I almost feel
maybe
it's
from a
just a
different
play on.
angle.
The arms were some locked up,
Yes.
but even then, I don't know if there's enough here to warrant a hostile act. So you could argue that
A double foul right here,
walking
right? If
horse,
you're really going to
essentially,
call
yeah.
it, and then I'm not sure. I'm just not seeing anything extra. I mean, JJ definitely felt something. Immediately her hands go up, and obviously she's the one that go to the floor, but.
And we've seen players hit the floor multiple times this game. Sometimes there's been a foul, sometimes there hasn't. And right now, they'll take a look. And so credit New York, trailing by 1. then Stewart responds with 6 straight points of her own, hits the 3, and then gets the 3-point play.
Upon review, the contact initiated by Boston is marginal. There is no further penalty.
Play on, as they say. And one more look just to make sure we're on top of our P's and Q's. That's just a box out.
Yeah.
Just a box out.
I will say it might just be the refs trying to be a bit overprotective in terms of keeping the temperature on this game down. They know that Boston and Jones have been battling inside. It's been a physical game, so wanting to keep things kosher.
And Boston would have picked up her 3rd foul, so they avoid that. Boston now posting up as Astier's really just tried to apply as much ball pressure against Clark as she can, especially once she crosses half court.
Tell you what, guarding Clark, you got to be a fearless defender. You can't worry about getting shaken or getting lost. You got to stay there and stick with it as Ionescu picks the pocket.
Ionescu rumbles down the floor. Stewart, backdoor cut was just a step too slow, and Ionescu knows it.
Good idea, but that's what happens when you jump to pass. When you jump without a plan and then you're waiting for teammates to fill in the gaps, and I think maybe a bounce pass could have given Stewie just an extra second to get there.
Clark behind the back. Stewart comes over, blocks the shot. Clark feels like she got hit in the face. But what a recovery from Stewart.
Yeah, I'm telling you, we have seen Stewie make some plays today defensively. Comes over, right hand.
Oh, that hand does hit the face on the follow-through, though.
She does. She meets her up top, but definitely contact.
Boston, corner 3, can't connect. Stewart the rebound. Johannes, who had 4 made threes in the first quarter, hasn't scored since then. Jones, and that's going to be a foul from behind against Billings, and this game is starting to chomp up a little bit.
Well, I'm sure the conversation for both teams was to pick up the level of physicality here. You see Stewie meets her up top, but then definitely comes down afterwards and contact to the face. Yeah, it's tough to miss that.
It is one of those calls you simply just have to make and catch.
Yes.
Hall the steal. She's going to have open runway. Lexi Hall will take it to the rim. 3-point New York lead. Johannes for 3. No good. Rebound Billings. Tell you what, I've seen a lot of toughness from Caitlin Clark in this game. Nearly lined up the 3. Astia gets the hands up, deflects the pass, turnover Indiana. Johannes behind the back, little razzle-dazzle, fizzles out. Hull again, scoop it up, dumps it off to Clark. Clark back to Hull. Hull. And Clark will reset with Stewart defending. Boston can't post up. 8 to shoot. Clark driving against Ionescu. Clark trying to back down Ionescu. Johannes comes over. Hall, step back 3. That'll be short. Did hit the rim, but it's out of bounds.
Solid defensive possession for New York. They were there on every catch, every pass or shot fake here, and just miscommunication. Astier slips a little bit, but I tell you what, that's what Lexi Hall brings for the Fever. Just that perimeter pressure defensively. And those plays sometimes can be enough just to get you going, get an easy one out in transition.
I want to credit Jones, who did a wonderful job of not allowing Boston to post her up. Indiana's only clean look and really just ruined that possession for them. And now it's a foul on Boston as Stewart rips through. And this is what New York did in the second half last game against Indiana. Just walked him to the free throw line.
You took the words right out my mouth.
I apologize.
Deja vu, team. It's all good, but Stewie here on the step through, goes up. Boston's definitely got her on the arm. Understand wanting to jump off.
And what did Stephanie White say when we talked to her about defending without fouling and the type of shots that New York will be attempting to take?
Well, especially with Stewie, right? I mean, she said we don't want to give her open lanes to the rim. We want to make sure that we live with her taking tough shots. But her missing 2 free throws is also not helping. You do all the work to get to the free throw line. You want to convert those.
Boston
New York
with 3
is
fouls.
7 of 14.
Yeah, they're the best free throw shooting team in the league also. Mitchell dancing. Astier trying to stay in front. Mitchell can't get it to drop, but there's Boston offensive rebound. It's a battle. Oh, rips it away from Jones and rolls it in.
It is a battle in the paint right now, and if you're soft, you are going to lose. Aaliyah Boston asserting herself physically and getting in the mix.
Timeout on the floor. 1-point game. The Fever made the playoffs, but Ice, look at the difference in the crowds. Look at how this beautiful game has grown and where we're at now, and the coaches we talk to that were there over the last 30 years that are just enamored with where the league is at right now.
We chatted with Steph White, Sandy Brondello last year. I mean, Cheryl Reed, everyone says the same thing, that this is what our game deserves. Fans that are here to pack the house and watch exceptional players do exceptional things.
Offensive foul against John Quell Jones, and that'll give the ball back to the Fever. And of course, you have this groundbreaking CBA that was signed and what it means. And Breanna Stewart was a key member of the negotiations for the Players Union. In the corner, Hines Allen. Welcome to game. The Fever take a 2-point lead.
I love the read from Clark. Gets by Astier, draws two, finds the open player.
Boston trying to stay with Astier, and we have a whistle. And a hold on Lexi Hull off the ball, and that's the third on Hull.
And it was the referee behind the play that called that one. Must have seen it maybe as someone was cutting and she was trying to catch up.
Johannes, the catch, who's been quiet since the first quarter with those 12 points. Inside, another deflection. Turnover, forced by the Fever. Look at Mitchell. She's a blur down the court. Oh, count the basket.
2 plays that Maisha Hines Allen makes. The first was the knockdown of the 3. The second was the deflection here defensively. All over, and then Kelsey Mitchell, you blink and she is gone. Like a freight train in transition. Gets to her spot, nice little step through, and the lefty leg, that is tough.
It's the 4th foul on Astier. Kelsey Mitchell, a rhythm bounce. Puts in the free throw. She's got 16 points, 5-point lead for the Fever. Tiffany Blackman, what else you got on Kelsey Mitchell?
Well, when we chatted with Coach White, what did she tell us about Kelsey Mitchell? She said she has elite skill in being able to create. She's also got this shift that she can do. She knows when she has to push and hit multiple speeds like we saw in that last play, guys.
And that's exactly it. The change of direction, the change of speeds. There are teams that cannot guard her when she's going full pace in transition.
Indiana's going to challenge the call. It's Liberty ball. But let's take another look. Oh, that might be off of one Breanna Stewart. They're going to go to the monitor. A challenge coming from the Fever. They lead by 5. Lots of action here in Indianapolis.
Let's get down to business. One more night, got this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. One more night, got this. We've had a million nights just like this. Let's get down to business.
A challenge was initiated by the Indiana Fever. The ruling on the floor was New York ball after multiple players were challenging the rebound. But from our vantage point, it appears that
Upon
Breanna
review,
Stewart
there's
was
clear
left
and
to touch
conclusive
it.
evidence that the ball last touches the fingertips of Breanna Stewart. The challenge on the floor is successful. Indiana's going to get their timeout back and the ability to challenge subsequent plays.
Yeah, this was the correct call. Pretty clear. If I'm really being honest, you hate to use your challenge on that.
You still get one more, granted, but to your point, that's a possession where
Along the
New York
baseline, it's right in front of
and
the
keep in
rim.
mind, though, New York has cooked Indiana on those baseline out of bounds.
True.
So you're right. If you're the Fever, you wish the call was made correctly at that first point, but they get the ball back. They maintain their 10-0 run, and right now their defense has forced 5 New York turnovers in the third quarter. The Liberty just 2 of 6.
That has been the adjustment in the third.
Clark, 8 points, 4 assists. Hines Allen has been a spark off the bench the last couple of minutes. Shot clock dwindling down. Clark has to fire. Can't connect. Ionescu the rebound. Hard to believe Clark 0 for 5 from 3 so far this evening. Jones, the big-to-big handoff. Stewart curling. Indiana switches. Cunningham chasing Ionescu. It opens up for her. A little bit of English. Wow, what a take.
Ionescu getting into the heart of the defense.
Clark, the backdoor pass to Mitchell. Oh, the 1-2 connection. And you can put one more on it.
This duo scores at such a high clip, and the backdoor action has been available. You see Allen is up on the lane trying to deny. And Kelsey Mitchell does the rest, getting underneath the defense and finishes off 2.
Listen, everybody's fired up here right now, and what we saw in that Seattle game, we go back and watch the film, that Clark to Mitchell, where Mitchell is just cutting off ball and the side of the court is vacated.
Yes.
There's not a whole lot you can do defensively against it.
You want to keep everybody else away so there's no help that you can pull towards.
Largest lead of the game for Indiana. Can Jones cut into it? No. Timpson the rebound.
I feel like New York is settling a bit for outside shots.
Clark probing, draws 2 defenders, retreats the dribble. Jones will close out. Clark for 3. Still hunting for that first triple. Oh, but Stewie falls to the floor. Hines Allen wrestles it away. Hines Allen, toughness off the pine for the Fever has flipped this game in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, that New Jersey grittiness showing here in Indy. She has been on the boards, done a great job of cutting back door, and then just not giving up on the possession, getting 2 hands on the basketball from Stewie.
And where are you from, Ice?
Jersey.
Believe it or not, you do have some grit to yourself as well. So Hines Allen and this bench that has played very well, 16 points. They're outscoring the New York bench by 11. New on the second of a back-to-back. The 3rd game in 4 days for Indiana that the bench would need to step up. And they've done it with their scoring, but I really think it's been the energy and activity as well, too. Every player that has stepped on the floor for the Fever has scored in this game, but Hines Allen can't get the free throws.
Yeah, the balanced scoring attack, though, has given New York fits that they're not just focused on Mitchell or Clark or Boston. It's been Ant Company that is beating them in this 3rd quarter.
Timpson will have the tall task of defending Stewart. They look to close things out on the defensive end. Stewart, the gallop. Stewart can't get it. Great challenge from Timpson.
That was a tough bucket, but you're absolutely right. Timpson with the activity and the length.
Harris flares it to Mitchell. Might be Mitchell's time to cook. She lines up the 3, sent to the floor. A foul on Ionescu, and 3 free throws coming up for Kelsey Mitchell.
Second time we've seen Kelsey Mitchell get fouled on a 3 and not be able to land cleanly. And Ionescu here going over the top of the screen, tries to fly through, but again, because Mitchell just jumps a little bit forward on her shot naturally, she is met with the contact. And there is nobody that's playing better basketball right now, hotter basketball right now than Kelsey Mitchell in the last 9 games. She has just been unconscious.
Now the Fever have missed their last 3 free throws. They're still 16 of 21, 76%. This game is trending towards a 1 or 2 possession game, and that is some change lost in the couch there.
Yeah, if I was in the huddle on the floor with teammates, one, it's, hey guys, make free throws because we're having an opportunity here to build a lead. But this is where you want to be like a shark smelling blood in the water. This is where you want to feel that New York is down a little bit right now. They're having trouble scoring. Can you get the lead to double digits and build a little bit of separation going into the 4th? And that is very uncharacteristic of Kelsey Mitchell.
5 missed free throws in a row for the Fever. Bookmark that sequence as Kelsey Mitchell stays on 19 points at the moment. On Shu checking back in for the Liberty. The catch. Shu the dribble. People wanted a double dribble. Is that another 3 in the key? You got it.
We got to go play it. We got to go play it. 3:33. We got to go play it. My goodness.
The 4th 3 in the key called in this game. I think there's maybe 4 in totality in the W this season.
And I honestly feel like on that last possession, Ionescu passed up a 3. She wanted to go inside, but I thought she was open for a catch and shoot.
I'm with you.
She needs to be more aggressive right here.
Harris biding her time. Step back 3. Allen got a hand on that. Challenged it and blocked it. Oh, before Tukes. Liberty Bibberty can't save it. Indiana ball with 6 to shoot.
To quote the great Jordan Kent, Liberty Bibberty.
I would not use the word great in any sentence with me.
Good hustle, though, for Fotukes.
2:30 left in this third quarter. Indiana has flipped this game around. Mitchell, catch, shoot, the three. It's good!
Too easy. Off of one off-ball screen. Catch and shoot, and Kelsey Mitchell is just so lethal.
Now with 10 straight games of 20-plus points, it ties the franchise record set by Caitlin Clark. 6 to shoot. Allen, cross-court pass. Fotukes has to do something. High arcing shot, misses everything. And they're going to call a loose ball foul against the Fever. That's a tough one because that would have been a shot clock violation. And Boston is trying to say the shot clock violation should have occurred before the contact potentially. And you wonder if the officials will initiate a review themselves of this.
So there, and the foul happens.
I think it happens.
Yep, before
with
it's
a
0.
couple tenths of a second on the shot clock. And it's simply Cunningham trying to keep Stewart off the glass. And yep.
Yeah. And just a veteran hustle play from Breanna Stewart. Not really seeing much, but not accepting the box out, looking to get the offensive board. I think it was very close.
The officials are going to go and take a look at this. Currently a 9-point lead for Indiana.
The previous play is under review to see if the foul occurred prior to the expiration of the shot clock.
And I don't think I saw the backboard light up because it almost was a change in possession. Let's see if we see the backboard light up.
I see what you're saying.
So you don't have that clear visual cue. Here comes the shot. Does it hit the rim at all? No.
No. There too. Yeah, I actually think the shot clock reset too early.
Yes, I'm with you 100%.
I think there was
that.
0.5 or 6 left on the clock, and then it reset too early before Stewie was able to get her hands with the ball.
So here's the clock on the bottom right. You can see.
Yeah, so like if the foul happens there, that's definitely within the shot clock.
I'm with you. So then, let's say it defers to just how the shot clock was operated in that moment. It's going to stay a foul on Indiana. Because the question is, how would the officials determine when the shot clock should have expired?
Right.
Because you don't have tenths of a second on the game clock.
Yes, like it resets there, and then that, then when you look at it that way.
There's still 2:02 on the game clock.
Right,
It doesn't
of
change
course.
to 2:01.
But we're looking at the shot clock. We're looking to
Exactly.
see if the shot clock expires before the contact. Which it feels like it did. I just think the shot clock reset too early.
I feel like this is going to be in the next officiating offseason test. What do you do in this situation? This is a conundrum at the moment.
Exams I don't want to take.
Upon review, the foul occurs after the expiration of the shot clock. The ball never hits the rim. Therefore, it's going to be a shot clock violation. It's going to be Indiana basketball.
Wow, there you go. So the Fever are going to get the ball. I don't think the crowd realizes what happened quite yet. And they're going to erupt a joyous cheer right on cue.
Yep.
So they were able to determine that it was a shot clock violation before the foul occurred. I mean, that was down to the 10th of a second.
Yeah, it was. It absolutely was. That's why you use them.
I want to go back to the defense here in the third quarter for the Fever and what they've done. They've forced 8 turnovers in this quarter alone for the Liberty. The Liberty had 6 at half. Dangerous pass goes into the hands of Boston. Here's Mitchell, 22 points in 24 minutes on the second of a back-to-back, in which he had 30 last night. Boston, and that's going to be an offensive foul.
Aaliyah Boston just has to be a bit more mature right here. You know that you have the size. As soon as you extend that left hand, especially if you're studying the scout, we've seen Fotukes already take a charge and draw one. Just needs to be a bit smarter.
The 4th foul, and then on the other end, an offensive foul against Stewart. That'll be her 3rd.
It's been an emphasis this season on screen setting. And maybe she moved into it and leaned into it just a bit.
It really has been an emphasis this
Yes.
season. We have seen the majority of offensive fouls occur on players setting the screen, and it almost feels you need to be truly statuesque moving forward if you're setting the screen, and then have great timing with the ball.
Right, and then allow the defense to also react, because I think sometimes it's just getting called because the defense doesn't have time to react.
Stewart's got to be careful there. Nearly reached into Mitchell. Mitchell over to Harris. Harris, the drive, gets a paint touch. Harris off the window, bounces in.
A tough take from Ty Harris. Makes her way deep into the paint and then finishes composed.
What a third quarter from the Fever. Ionescu able to respond with a bank shot of her own.
Yeah, they need to go to that pitch and play action with her and Stewie. It is so hard to guard because both of them can shoot and drive.
Mitchell retreating, step back jumper. Oh, she is so good.
Especially on a step back. I mean, that is just where Kelsey Mitchell finds her rhythm.
We'll kick it back up top. Under 50 seconds left here in the third quarter. Fotukes whips it to Stewart all alone on the weak side wing. Can't connect. Rebound Indiana. Harris up ahead. A streaking Cunningham. Wisely pulls it out. Mitchell for three. Oh, she drains it. Kelsey Mitchell is she. Fotukes, 8 seconds between shot and game clock. And that's going to be a kick ball.
It was close. And talk about that Fever defense just blitzing that screen. To me, they've done a good job on the point of attack defensively and navigating ball screens and showing a lot of resistance. And talk about Timpson stepping up. Also, Aisha Hines-Allen. It's been a good defensive lineup the last few minutes.
Delay of game warning against Indiana there. How about Mitchell? 14 points in this third quarter. Trying to be a little physical with Fotukes. Stewart galloping through the lane, gets the lay-in. Indiana's going to get one more crack at it, though. Harris, the catch. Harris driving. Harris looking to beat the clock. Flips it up. Picks up the foul with 1 second left. This bench has been spectacular for the Fever, especially in this third quarter on both ends of the floor.
The reinforcements making a difference, challenging New York. Well, Ty Harris and just getting to the basket, putting pressure on the rim. Love when the smaller guards find a way to get inside and then make a difference. We saw her make a layup 2 possessions ago and then gets fouled.
It's the third foul on Allen. Hull will check in to spare Mitchell from picking up any kind of cheap foul here. Mitchell sitting on those 3 fouls. Mitchell's ability to play without picking up a foul gave her the time to get those 14 points. Harris hits them both. New York can't do anything. Well, how about this? Let's talk about the Indiana defense for once. They forced 9 turnovers.
Veteran team, they're winners, they won before. And so you got to be mindful. You got no position, you got no personnel. You got to know where you're at on the floor, and you got to be mindful of who you guard.
Thanks, Kelsey.
Of course.
Sounds like a future coach, Ice. She outscored New York by herself in the third quarter. The defensive effort from the Fever, they held New York to just 12 points in that third quarter. And the bench outscoring the Liberty 20-5. Harris up top for 3, rolls out.
Yeah, they got lucky because she was wide open.
Johannes, can the Liberty find their 3-point stroke from the first quarter? No, she's been ice cold since that first. She'll try again. Still can't buy a bucket. That'll be out of bounds, Indiana ball. But the third quarter woes for the Liberty. It was really about how much they coughed up the ball. 9 turnovers and just 1 of 6 from beyond the arc.
Yeah, simply did not get a shot up every time down the floor, and then I didn't feel like their shot selection was at the same level it was in the first half, which I thought was great shot selection as CC forces the issue, and I think that's going to be an and one. She was gathering as the contact was made here.
Oh, it's an and one. She's got 10 points, and she's headed to the free throw line.
On the ball here, the shot fake, toying with the defense. Oh, the bit behind the back, between to the floater, and the touch. Yeah, that's tough to guard. Nasty work from Cece.
She's got 11. It hasn't been the greatest shooting night for her, just 3 of 12, 0 of 6 from 3. But one thing we've noticed, she's done a really wonderful job of just putting the ball on the floor, drawing contact. She's 4 of 4 from the free throw line, and that'll be a foul. Whistled against Timpson.
Yeah, Timpson was very aggressive, trying to guard the blitz action. And if you're Indiana, you do not want to relax. You want to keep your foot on the gas. I expect New York to start getting pieces of the paint, to really look to play downhill.
That's one area where they thrived, especially in the second quarter. Johannes will try another 3. Still can't find one. Jones, the offensive rebound. But she got a paint touch courtesy of missed shot. And look at the pace from the Fever. You wouldn't think this was the team that played a game last night. Clark, oh, it's open. Oh, and some stirring music for Caitlin Clark. You had a feeling it was inevitable, as Johannes is down at the moment as her teammates come over to her in the corner. We saw Clark wide open. We couldn't tell if Johannes was on the floor before that pass to her, but that Clark 3 gives Indiana their largest lead of the game at 18. Let's take one more look. So Harris the drive, and Johannes, and you see right there almost a bit of a non-contact. And unfortunately, we just saw Maureen Johannes walk off the floor with the help of a couple of teammates, and you see the missed games with the top 6 rotation players. These 6 players have only played 5 of the 25 games this season for the Liberty. I don't care how much experience you return ice, you got to stay healthy and just play games together to get that flow.
You need to stay healthy, and then, like you said, just establish the chemistry. And Coach Chris DeMarco thought that right when this team won the Commissioner's Cup, they were in rhythm, but then that's when the injuries started to happen. And shot clock violation as the troubles just continue for New York in terms of their offense.
Let's take a look at the upcoming WNBA national TV schedule. 3 games coming your way tomorrow. Los Angeles at Dallas at 1 Eastern on ABC. Chicago, Atlanta at 4 Eastern on CBS. And then Connecticut at Phoenix at 7 Eastern on ESPN. For more on these games, please go to WNBA.com or visit the WNBA app. That pass deflected out of bounds. It'll be Fever ball right in front of us. I go back to Harris and Hines Allen, just how vital they have been off the bench for the discipline for the Fever in the second half.
Not just offense, it was their defense and the way that they connected on one accord with everyone.
Timpson back to Clark, 5 to shoot. Clark in the paint, whips it past to Timpson. Timpson has to put it up. Timpson can't get it to drop. Under 8 minutes left in this game, still an 18-point lead for Indiana. It's the second of a back-to-back. They beat Seattle last night. Stewart, the drive. Stewart takes the contact, and she'll get a couple of free throws. And let's check in with Tiffany Blackman, who might have an update on Maureen Johannes.
Yeah, Jordan, we saw her get hurt. Apparently, it appeared that she hurt her ankle earlier in the quarter, and she was helped off to the locker room. I'm being told it's a left ankle injury. She's being evaluated. I'll keep you guys posted.
All right, thank you so much, Tiffany. And the way that she started this game, you thought New York was going to possibly run away with this one. She hit her first 4 threes, but since then, 0 for 7 from outside. And here's the replay of what happened with
It's an action that New York needs to do more of, which is Ionescu screening for Stewie, because then it creates so much confusion. The defense doesn't know what to do. Is the guard going to switch on Stewie? Are they going to stay with Ionescu? And then you end up getting Stewie getting downhill, but still not able to make free throws.
And that's been a huge issue for the Liberty, as that was clearly a replay of their last foul there on offense. As Hines Allen, strong take to the cup.
She's been a dog. She has been a dog, an enforcer inside.
The Fever bench has outscored the Liberty bench by 17. Ionescu, she picks up the foul. Hull gets whistled. Her 4th personal.
I think for the Liberty, it's just been a a tough second half. Thought the first half they were balanced, they were in attack mode, as Coach DeMarco let us know, but this second half their offense has been disrupted.
The countdown is on to the AT&T WNBA All-Star Game. Get ready for an unforgettable celebration of the league's top talent next weekend on ESPN and ABC. Are you going to that at all?
I am. We'll be in the city.
Okay. Hines Allen, another missed free throw for New York. They flip it out. Stewart has to catch and shoot. That three, no good. Timpson Skies can't handle it. Stewart puts it in.
A little something out of nothing there for Stewart.
And a timeout, Indiana. So we'll step aside. The Fever is one, Kelsey Mitchell.
Literally brilliant in the way that she plays the game and the way that she creates in transition attacking. The catch and shoot from three, a knockdown shooter. You're not there on the catch, you're late. She plays with so much poise, so much flair, so much determination, and in this second half, really made sure to take over for the Fever in double figures with 14. The consistency at which Kelsey Mitchell scores with is something that we do not acknowledge enough in our game.
Oh, it's a hell of a shot from the corner, and the Fever continue to pour it on.
We started this broadcast talking about building momentum before the All-Star break. This is certainly a game that just gets the Fever to continue to be hot, continue to be comfortable at home, playing good basketball, and getting contributions from everyone.
Jones able to respond with a three of her own. And one thing about the Indiana defense, they've defended without fouling. Keep in mind, New York shot 40 free throws in the Liberty victory in Brooklyn back in June. Not the case here tonight.
Totally, and it's just, like you said, coming off a back-to-back. Stewie let us know that they wanted to run the Fever today. Felt like they would challenge them and challenge their conditioning on the second night of a back-to-back, and that switch quickly flipped. Only three fast break points.
And the
for
Fever
New York
have 12 fast break points. Stewart muscles in that bucket, so hold on. It's a 14-point game with 6 minutes left to play. Still ample time.
It's important that the Fever take care of the basketball, get a shot up every time down the floor.
Stewart, 26 points, 8 rebounds. She's 10 of 16. Oh, but it's too much Mitchell. She's up to 29.
And I think that should have been an and one. Clearly two hands like on the drive, but why Jones is guarding Kelsey Mitchell, I have no idea.
Astier falls to the floor, able to pick up the foul against Hull. That'll be her fifth.
Listen, I love Jonquel Jones, but this is a mismatch. On Kelsey Mitchell, yes, attack the top foot, get right by, get to the baha, as we say in pickup. Get right to the cup. Come on, that's easy. Come on. You like that?
I've never heard of the baha before. That is great. No, I didn't grow up in Jersey.
Oh, my bad. There you go. You learned something new.
We just called it the bucket on the West Coast.
That's funny.
So Hines Allen and Cunningham come back on the floor, and you've talked about some of the defensive lineups for the Fever, and it really does feel like their defense is going to be what closes out this game for them with a sizable lead.
I'll take it a step further. Their defense is going to decide whether they make it to the finals or not. This team has enough to score the basketball. They have enough weapons to give anybody else trouble. But it's their defense that's going to be the separating factor as the season goes on.
Mitchell turns it over into the hands of Stewart. Stewart pushing the pace, hands it off. Ionescu. Cross-court pass. Go Dukes for three, no good. Correction, Maley for three. Can't find it. There's Boston. Boston right down the center of the lane. Goes glass for two.
Found some real estate on the runway.
Maley will try it again this time. Connects from beyond the arc.
I like it. She's open. You got to get quick shots. Tell you what, if they get this under 10 with less than 3:30, it's a game.
Now Indiana, who has the league's fastest pace, will slow it down a little bit. Mitchell, the pump fake, the drive, flips it back to Clark. Clark into the corner. Step back three. She drills it. What a shot from Kayla Clark. The Fever running hot. They lead by 16. 3 timeouts remaining for Indiana. The Liberty have 3 fouls to give, 1 challenge remaining for New York as well. Astier. With Clark defending. Astier looking to step through. They're going to call Clark for the foul and count the buckets. What a take from Astier.
Tough. She had to work for every single inch on that possession. Clark here sliding her feet, beats her with the chest, which is good. Step through, stays there. But then it's just that right hand, the push down low where the foul is committed.
Is that one of those plays where you can only do so much as a defender, and you just want to force them to take a difficult shot without giving them the foul? You live with it if they're able to spin it off the glass there.
Totally, you just want to wall up. I think last thing you want to do is give up an and one, right?
Clark only 2 fouls. He's done a solid job defensively this evening. This entire Fever team holding New York to 80 at the moment. Boston catch. What a delivery from Clark.
She just buried Stewart behind her. The seal and the finish.
Boston now with 15. Clark with 17.7 assists. The touchbacks. Oh, there's a little bit too much touch as Mitchell steals it. Mitchell still showing plenty of endurance. Rises up. Are you kidding me? What a courageous shot from Kelsey Mitchell.
What more can we ask of Kelsey Mitchell? This is just exceptional. In transition, pulls up from 3, gets hit twice, and drops it. The opportunity for the 4-point play. Trying to get the closeout, and man, is she a bucket, and the bench loves it, as they should.
I tell you what, Ice.
So tough. She's so tough.
This Fever team, when you look at the entire sports landscape, there's always a lot of noise around this team. Seems like anything they do is underneath the magnifying glass, and that can be a lot to deal with. It's good to see some smiles on this team and the way they've stepped up and played on the second of a back-to-back. Mitchell now with back-to-back 30-point performances. She's got 33 marvelous points in this one tonight.
Put some respect on her name.
You can just go down this entire roster for the Fever. Every player that stepped into this game scored. But the defense, to me, really, that was one of the best quarters of defense they played in the third quarter, holding New York to just 12 points.
1,000%.
The Fever call timeouts. Well, up next on CBS, it's the True Crime Series, 48 Hours. And how about the last 48 hours for the Indiana Fever? The close win against Seattle. Caitlin Clark goes for 45 points, 10 assists, no Aaliyah Boston. And then how about tonight? Indiana on the verge of their 10th 100-point game this season. And how about Mitchell and Clark? The two of them combined have 125 points over the last 2 games.
That's more than a couple teams have scored. A whole lot of buckets there. But it's so fun to watch. I mean, that's what I mean by they have all the weapons. The inside presence, the 2-guard, the point guard, the backup point guard, and Ty Harris, who played good minutes today. How about Maisha Hines-Allen, who didn't play in the first half, but in the second half, though, was ready to go both sides of the basketball. We normally see Sophie Cunningham knock down threes. Lexi Hull got in the action. I mean, you've got to worry about the entire team, and that is the goal, that they wear you down with how many weapons they have.
Another look at that last 3 from Kelsey Mitchell. I mean, there was no room to get this shot off.
Stewie knows she immediately hits her with contact, and I think that's the 3rd time we've seen her get fouled on a 3-point shot, but the first 4-point play that she's had. And yeah, again, I just truly do not believe that we give Kelsey Mitchell enough credit, respect, and recognition for what she does for our game. I think the only thing left for her to solidify as her being one of the greats in our game is to win a championship.
I'm just amazed by the motor she had this evening off of the amount of energy she had to output last night against Seattle. And so the Fever will go to their bench as Raven Johnson will check in. Cunningham, the 3. Oh, the Fever, it's just not fair. Pouring it on.
Yeah, that felt like the exclamation point.
Dukes will flip it back. Carrera up top to Mealy. 10 to shoot for the Liberty. The Liberty have lost 4 straight games on the road. Mealy bothered by Cunningham. Can't get it up. Here's Harris. This bench, 25 points on the evening. Harris wants 2 more. And they're going to call an offensive foul against Harris.
Harris looking to operate in transition. Yeah, little dip, little extension. It's another one that Dukes is able to draw.
The Fever will challenge the call on the floor.
Timeout to challenge the previous call on the floor.
And how about this for Kelsey Mitchell? It's the first time with back-to-back 30-point games in her career, and she does it on a literal back-to-back at home.
Different. You often hear athletes, especially in their first or second year in the league, talk about how important their body is to their success and just availability. And talk about the motor of Kelsey Mitchell. She certainly has one. Yeah, I mean, I see a little dip, little extension, definitely contact made, and I'm not sure it's like marginal contact either.
Does Dukes initiate the contact there?
From that angle, I don't see it. Let's see the first angle from the back. Maybe this, let's see. And goes into the space. I think I could see that as well, partner.
If I'm being critical for the sake of argument.
Why not? Why not?
We've seen a handful of challenges and reviews.
We've seen more than a handful today.
It was the 4 3 in the key calls that I did not see coming today.
I agree.
So what does this game mean for Indiana when they had just had to fight through Caitlin Clark in and out of the lineup, and now she puts together back-to-back performances on back-to-back nights of 29 and 26. She took a lot of hits and contacts here this evening and showed some toughness and durability throughout the night. She played her best basketball in the 4th quarter.
Certainly. I think back to what head coach Stephanie White told us earlier about we need to win games back-to-back. We need to win games in a row. Just showing that you can beat good teams and tough teams, whether you're home or also on the road. But to me, it's the momentum that you need before All-Star break. That break's so important in terms of rest and the reset, and you want to feel good going into that.
After review, the contact initiated by Ty Harris is marginal. The encore ruling has been overturned to a no call. At the time of the whistle, she was in her shooting motion, so the basket's going to be scored. New York will have the ball out of bounds and will run the end line. Since this is the second challenge, they will still be charged the timeout.
So the challenge is successful. It's no foul whatsoever. The bucket is good for Harris, and it'll be New York ball.
I agree with that. I think the contact was marginal. I agree with that.
I'm with you. But now for New York, you just need to get healthy at this point, because with no Satu Sabali or Leonie Fibish, you're missing so much defensively, what they like to do, and it's been evident. And then the three-point shot just left them in the second half.
And that's what Sabrina Ionescu told us, right? That, I mean, feels like this year there hasn't been a lot of the big 3 missing games in terms of JJ and Stewie, and then, you know, Sab has missed a dozen, but what Satu and Fibish bring, Satu Sabali and Fibish bring, is floor spacers.
Yes.
Players that are over 6'3", 6'4", can score with size, can also create mismatch nightmares consistently. I mean, anytime that you have those 2 in the game and one of them is playing the perimeter, you know you're going to have a mismatch, because there just aren't too many other teams in the league that have 6'4" wing players that also can knock down the 3. So I love what they bring defensively, but I think today for New York, you missed the floor spacing. It didn't seem like a lot of those lanes and gaps were open in the second half, and that's also a credit to Steph White. I mean, we talk so much about defense with this team, and knowing that she's kind of a defensive specialist, and you saw it with the adjustments made in the second half.
And to your point, you didn't see a lot of driving lanes for the Liberty. There weren't too many times that they were able to break down a defender and get to the key from the perimeter. They settled for a lot of three-point shots as Harris, just operating here late in the game, puts it in for 2 more.
I think down the stretch of this season, it's going to be really important for Ty Harris to get minutes for this team in moments when maybe Caitlin Clark needs to play off the ball a little bit more or foul trouble arises. She's showing us that she's a vet. She makes good decisions with the basketball and can score.
Foul against the Liberty. That'll go against Melee. If you're the Fever, you just have to be ecstatic with how you handled these 3 games in 4 days. It's part of this homestand. They've got one more game left in this 4-game homestand. They'll get a couple days of rest, and then obviously all these teams will appreciate some time off during the All-Star break just to rest and get healthy for what's going to be a sprint in the latter part of the season with so many teams jockeying for positioning, playoff positioning, and home court advantage, which is huge for a lot of these teams. There is the jumper, no good.
You're absolutely right. It is going to be a battle down the stretch, and there are a few teams around the league that are just getting some of their critical pieces back and healthy. I think about a Brianna Jones that's returned for the Atlanta Dream, someone that has been an all-star in this league, that they're receiving another punch. So the second half of the season, Atlanta may look a little bit different than they have.
Also, there's Queen Fee returning by Minnesota as well, too, and that will
insert the crown.
League as she was the runner for the MVP. But Raven Johnson, nice take to the cup for the rookie. Just over a minute left. This has been a sellout crowd. Unbelievable energy around the city. You go out to brunch this morning, Fever jerseys everywhere. They were waiting for this game after what Clark did last night. The 3 is good for Carrera.
Yeah, what a way to follow it up. You have a tough New York team coming in here. They've lost 3 in a row. You know they're desperate to try and snap the losing skid, and Fever got punched in the mouth a little bit in the first half, but man, this second half, they punched and kept swinging. This is an impressive win.
The third quarter, they hold the Liberty to 12 points and force 9 turnovers. Cunningham bobbles it, can't get it, loose rock. 10 on the shot clock. Under 30 left in the game. Harris will dance with Honshu, dumps it off. Hines Allen rises, can't get it. On the rebound. New York will bring it down. Try to tack on one more hoop here. It's Cunningham that comes over and blocks it. And that'll be a foul with 10.8 remaining. Let's revisit Kelsey Mitchell's 33-point evening on 10 of 14 shooting.
It's the efficiency, it's the brilliance, it's the way she operates without the ball in her hands. Coming off the screen, lights out from 3. The defense here, and then you want to make it a foot race, you are not going to stop her. Pulls up in 3, the and 1 and the 4-point play. I mean, she's just electric, dynamic, fun to watch, amazing. All the adjectives you can throw to describe Kelsey Mitchell. My favorite one is nasty. If you ever heard me call her game, I will say that at least every time I see her, that she does nasty work.
You went through that entire Newhouse vocabulary right there. Very impressed.
I like that you got the orange in there.
Well, how about this? The Fever rising. A stunning defensive display in the second half. And it's Kelsey Mitchell's 33 to give Indiana a 20-point victory. And this is a team that is starting to put it on.